and welcome back to the Coach Left Foot YouTube channel. Today is Football Manager 2018, the first video on this channel of 2018. And, well, for the first time ever, roll the intro. Hello and welcome to the Man United beta save on Football Manager 18. I'm so excited to be able to bring you this video. Football Manager 18 is here. It's been a long time coming. Let's crack on with it without further ado. I am Man United manager. If you hadn't have got that from previous videos where I mentioned it, the starting thumbnail and the starting intro video, then there's something probably slightly wrong with you. But here we go. We're hopefully going to find all the new features and go through it together. This first video probably won't actually be a game of football in it. We're just going to go through it and see what we see and understand maybe the dynamics and things like that. But let's go with it. So we've created our manager. Here we are, Cultured Left Foot. That's us. We've got some pretty good stats, some pretty changeable ones as well. Favoured formation, the 4-1-2-2-1, which is what I prefer to play as well. For some reason, did that just say Chris Hughton absolutely loves me? It did. And Claude Puel, brilliant. Roy Hodgson, Pellegrino, Clement. Thomas Christensen doesn't. Leeds manager, makes sense. Conte, Klopp, Guardiola and Wenger, fair enough. That all makes sense. We've been welcomed to the club. I've gone ahead and done like the introductory meetings because I don't think you need to see them. There's nothing new in that. Interestingly though, we have got a contract for £155,000 a week, which is mental, absolutely incredible. And we've got some players out on loan with the likes of Fosu Mensah, Borthwick Jackson and Pereira being the bigger ones. We need to keep an eye on Pereira, actually on loan at Valencia. Looks very good. Might look to get him back in January if possible. Some injuries. Ibrahimovic, this is the new medical centre stuff, which is already something that we're is new in Football Manager 18, which is really good. So it shows you like where it is in case you didn't know where someone's knee was. But we have Rojo and Ibrahimovic out with torn knee ligaments, both long-term injuries. Luke Shaw out with a damaged foot. That's when he broke his foot, obviously. He's still covering that. About 2 months out, still going. Responsibilities at the moment, I'll do everything because it's the beta save. Obviously, this isn't going to go on for 2 weeks of real life until the full game comes out. And then the European Journeyman saves, which I'm really excited about, will start. I'm hoping to also set up a stream every Monday as well on Twitch, which you can find in the description. I'll put my links in there. So go and subscribe to that and you'll get notified whenever I'm live streaming as well, which is good. Our report from the assistant, Vittorio Ferreira, has said, Rui Ferreira, where did I get Vittoria from? Rui Ferreira. We've only got 3 weaknesses. There is currently a leadership void in the squad. Okay, we require improvement up front with Lukaku, one of the only players capable of playing there. Interesting. We'll look into the transfer market soon. And there's not a great deal of quality outside the first team squad amongst current players at the club. However, we then have quite a lot of positive stuff. Valencia's good, Bailey's good, De Gea's good. Got a lot of young talents, which is good. Mkhitaryan's good, Pogba's good, De Gea's good. So really, we've got some good players. And then we'll use the youth team to fill the spots, I think. We will probably go out and look to buy another striker as a backup to Lukaku. Because ideally, I think what will happen, we'll look at the squad in a minute, but I think what's happened is Rashford will be classed as a winger. I haven't looked yet, but I think Rashford and Martial will be actually favoured to play on the wings. But we'll go and have a look in just a sec. This is recommending people to do all this sort of stuff. So, I thought if I just clicked apply, it would have done it. We'll sort all that out when we get to a game. And the chief scout, we've got 41 members of our recruitment team scouting with 36 recommendations to view. And at the moment we're scouting UK and Ireland for a player search. So let's go and have a look. Let's go and have a look at the scouting centre. This is all new to me as well. So what's this about? Is this someone? Right, okay. I recommend taking a closer look at Moses Simon. He could be a scout that we could a useful signing we could further scout. He's not jumping out at me, to be honest, mate. He's really not. Alex Iwobi. Okay, we've been asked to say. So this obviously refreshes every time we go back to it. That's the little rating, isn't it? The 83. Currently playing a Premiership. Yeah, so 83 is the rating they give it. Yeah, would be a quality signing. Knowledge level, so we're 82%. Okay, so we are getting there. It's interesting. It is interesting. Alex Iwobi. Wow, this is going to take a lot of getting used to. I mean, why don't we scout the middle of Africa? That's interesting. How do I just go to the next one? Well, it says I've got 36, but I don't want to clear all. Okay, acknowledge. Isaac Success, acknowledge. Wilfred Ndidi, acknowledge. Charlie Musonda, Harry Winks, Edson Alvarez, Højberg, Christensen. It's basically just naming people that I already sort of... Nacho Monreal, I don't want Nacho Monreal. Matt Lowton, I don't need a new goalkeeper. Don't need any of this. Anyway, right, I'm not going to get bogged down again and then. We're going to learn all about the scouting centre in the future player searches. Oh yeah, I remember seeing this and thinking it looked very different and could take some getting used to. So people interested in the transfer. Oh, could I nick him under Liverpool's noses? Let's just make a little cheeky inquiry and see what they say. We'll see what Southampton say. Right, let's look at our squad then. So, goalkeepers, we have David De Gea and Sergio Romero, obviously. Centre-backs, Phil Jones, Tuanzebe, Smalling and Bailly, with Rojo to come back from injury. Right-backs, got Valencia. I'm going to just quickly remove anyone that's on the transfer list, just because... Fellaini's definitely not being transfer listed. I'm one of the rare people in this world that actually likes Marouane Fellaini. More to annoy my other friends, but yeah. Anyway, Tuanzebe, Smalling, Bay and Rojo. As I said, Valencia at right back. We've got Lindelof as well. What does it class Lindelof's favourite position as? Yeah, centre back. Okay. He is pretty good. I mean, concentration 13, judging by his performances so far in a United shirt, could be a little bit high. Left back, Daley Blind, Luke Shaw, Darmian. Ashley Young can obviously play both full-backs. Then we've got Michael Carrick, Matic, Herrera, Fellaini, Pogba, Lingard, Mkhitaryan, Mata, Rashford, attacking midfield, left, striker, centre. Is it playing... Oh, it says he can do either of them, like, to completeness. So he'll probably be our starting left winger. Martial, again, he's probably exactly the same as Rashford. He is. Look at that pace. That is wonderful stuff. What I think I'm going to do is I might actually start training Rashford and Martial both to play on the right hand side as well, which I think you can still do. I'm going to assume you can still do. Yeah, you can. So attacking midfield right, we'll put you as, we'll say inside forward, but I think it will make him more of a winger than an inside forward because he's already right footed. And we'll do the same with Rashford just to see if we can give us a few more options on those wings. Obviously Mkhitaryan and Lingard and Mata can all play out there as well, but I'd prefer to use Mata and Mkhitaryan in a middle position in the centre to be sort of playmakers and keep the ball really with Matic just behind them. And then when Pogba comes back, someone will miss out and we'll, I say comes back, he's obviously not injured in this game. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But let's have a look at the youth system, the under-23s. Wow, we've got a lot of goalkeepers. Ideally, we do need a striker to play backup. So obviously, James Wilson is the obvious candidate. I think I am going to try and buy someone else in though. Who else have we got? Zach Dinelli, I think is how you pronounce that. Again, more of a winger than a striker. Josh Bahui. Yeah, less said about him the better. And Chong is, well, he always used to turn quite good in the old games. In Foot Manager 17. So not too much to shout about there. And then in the under-18s, Nishan Burkat, as looks like he's got some very good potential. So we could maybe in the League Cup games get him involved. Angel Gomez is obviously going to be amazing in real life. Looks like he's going to be amazing in Football Manager. Someone to keep an eye on. And we'll go from there. Now, remember, this game will only be lasting 2 weeks of real life time, because that's when the full game's released, and then we go to the European Journeyman save. This is going to be possibly 1 or 2 seasons long, I imagine. We just want to try and win as much as we can with Man United. So I'm not too fussed about like finances and things like that. That will be much more forthright in the European Journeyman save once we get a club, because we're starting unemployed, so who knows where we're going to end up. But let's go and have a look and see if there is a striker. Right, new search. I want a striker. Let's go and see who's listed. Let's just go by that at the moment. Michi Batshuayi. Let's go and nick him off Chelsea. What's his stats like? I mean, he's got decent stats. He's got decent stats, hasn't he? How much do they want for him? Oh, for God's sake. There we go. 9.5 million. That is someone that I would be tempted as a backup striker. Let's go and get a scout report. It's weird. It's very similar, but it's very different, this so far. Let me know what you think. If you've got the beta, who are you on the beta? What do you think of the changes so far? What do you think of all this stuff that's going on? all the new changes. What do you think about this player search screen? I think this is the biggest sort of adaptation for me to understand because it looks very different. Well, it does. I like this. I like the fact it shows you what their prime position is, which is very, very useful. No other Peter Crouch. I could get Peter Crouch in. That'd be amazing. I don't think Luka Zahovic is going to be in the game because no, it doesn't look like it. No, he's not because I haven't loaded up that sort of detail. In the journeyman save, obviously we're going to load all the leagues from Europe, so not only is it going to make my computer probably go quite slowly, but we'll have loads of players available to us as well, so that would be quite interesting. If we go to edit search, can we do, let's go for an age. We want, well, age doesn't really matter actually. Oh my word, I've just thought, could I get in Marcos Tavares? I don't know, let's go for this first. I want finishing, ideally we want composure as well, wherever that's gone. Composure. Want a bit of pace up front. Really, I'm looking for a complete forward. Let's not lie. I'm looking for a complete forward, preferably on attack. All of them at 15, probably going to be nobody. There's nobody. That makes sense. Let's go for 20 out of 22 matches. None of them either. People. So 8 out of 15. We have one. Goran Pandev, 33. But he does look good. I mean, he's lacking some pace. He is lacking some pace, but as a backup, could we do him as a backup? I mean, if we're scouting him and he's 33, let's go and scout Tavares anyway. If you don't know who Marcos Tavares is, and he's not in there, is he in the game? He must be in the game. If you don't know who Marcos Tavares is and why I'm scouting him, he is there. If you don't know what's scouting him, go back and dip in and out of my Football Manager 17 NK Maribor save. I mean, he looks just as good as Goran Pandev, so we'll scout him. We'll add him to the scouting pool. So we've gone through our first team squad. This is all pretty much the same. We know the player search has changed ever so slightly. Let's have a quick look at dynamics. So, match cohesion, the players are blending well together. The mental state hasn't seen much change. There's no significant change to the players' positioning. And then experiencing no noticeable change in their vision or reaction to events unfolding when playing. Okay, so we have Carrick and De Gea are top influences as team leaders. The dressing room atmosphere is very good. However, there are no players at the club who are considered to be very happy. Okay, that's slightly odd, but we have no unhappy players either, so I quite like this overview. It's quite good. I quite like it. It's early days and the players to wait to see the direction in which you take the club. You're failing to positively influence a number of players. Brilliant. Okay, we'll see what happens then. So I think it's in the hierarchy. Yeah, we see what's going on. So I'm at the top, obviously, as the manager. Carrick, De Gea and Antonio Valencia are team leaders. Ibrahimovic, Mata, Blind, Pogba, Smalling, Jones, Fellaini, Herrera. So they've all been here at a very sort of time. Lukaku and Pogba are the newest signings that are in there, but they're still quite highly influential. Influential, pretty much everybody else. And then Lindelof, who's a brand new signing, and Tuanzebe, who is a youngster, so you wouldn't expect him to have that much influence on other players. But let's have a read. What have we got? De Gea is approaching the peak of his career. We should be looking to retain him and his leadership skills for years to come. It could be argued that we have too many leaders within the squad. Cutting back on the number of team leaders may help prevent disputes between them. Interesting. One of the team leaders, Marco, is approaching the end of his career. Should he retire soon, we'll sorely miss his leadership. Okay, so there's a couple of sort of like conflicting statements in there, which is a little bit odd. But anyway, let's have a look at the social groups. So Luke Shaw and Nemanja Matic just not really fitting in with anyone. Ibrahimovic and Lindelof are there because they're Swedish, pretty much. These are a group of players who made up the club for roughly the same time. So Carrick, Mkhitaryan, Tuanzebe, Blind, Smalling, Jones, Young. And then the core group, there's actually quite a lot of people in there, which is pretty good. Actually, it's pretty good. The following recommended players have been scouted and are likely to fit in with the existing social group within the squad. Iwobi, Success, Ndidi, Harry Winks. I mean, it would be quite fun to sign Harry Winks, just to annoy any Tottenham fans I have watching, really. So we'll ask them, and don't show that message again. We'll ask them and see what they say. The whole screens and like transition from one screen to another seems so much more fluid. It seems really good. So looking at happiness, De Gea is he's got quite good morale and he's pretty happy. Michael Carrick is absolutely delighted with life at the moment, which is good, as is Ander Herrera. So we've got, I think there's no one really unhappy. We've got a couple of slightly happies, but I think once we get into the game, I think these things will be much more prevalent when we actually look and get into the games and, you know, we move it on a bit. I assume there's going to be no reason for a team meeting. There isn't. The medical centre was another new thing. Let's look at that. So Ashley Young, he's recently returned from a pulled hamstring. That's quite interesting to know. We've got 3 players injured. and at the moment there's nothing going on. Risk assessment, normal injury risk, low injury risk. There's no one with a high injury risk, but it does let you know who is quite susceptible to injuries at the moment. That's quite interesting. So Mkhitaryan, I wonder if that will change. If you don't play them for a couple of games, does their susceptibility to injury go down? That would be quite an interesting thing to understand. Yeah, see, but this is injury susceptibility very high, but he has no recurring injury. It's Phil bloody Jones. Of course he's susceptible to injuries. And then you get a nice overview of your histories as well, which is quite good to see. Oh, that's very posh. The fact that it dims the rest of it and comes back. So, how long has this video been going on for? We've already been recording for about 15 minutes. With some editing, it'll be slightly less. So, I think we're going to have to pretty much soon call this. Let's just continue, see what happens with my inquiries and things like that. But I am very excited about this. So, season's expectations. Champions Cup, yeah, quarterfinals. This first season we'll qualify for the Champions League. We will reach the final of the FA Cup, and the League Cup isn't important. So we're going to get 42 million to spend. If I bumped all of these up, get 51. Not worth it. Not worth it. So we get 42 million to spend. We've got about 400k, that is, in the wage budget. So we'll agree to that. Start of the transfer window. The window is open. They reckon that Alexis Sanchez is going to move for 125 million to Man City. Wow, that would be one hell of a statement from Man City there. Social feed, yeah, we'll just allow that to happen. We'll Chris continue again. We'll go through it a little bit, move on to see if we get any good news. So squad dynamics introduction. I've put together a report on the dynamics within the squad in order to keep you informed of the relationships and overall happiness in the dressing room at the current time. Yeah, let's get familiar with it. Now's a good time to introduce the players and let them know what you expect. Okay, so here we go. Passionately, I want to take this opportunity to introduce myself. I'm very positive. I'm going to say we can go and win the league. They love that. Yeah, Michael Carrick, it's going to take a lot of hard work, but we can become champions. Passionately, that's exactly the sort of reaction I was after. Everyone seems to be a bit more positive of that. Very good. Look at that. The dressing atmosphere's gone very good. Love that stuff. Very, very good. So, I don't have to register people right now because it's so early on in the season. I just want to know what the clubs are going to say about my inquiries, and will they say I want 100 million for Van Dijk, which is quite likely. Juan Mata's got injured, so there we go, another injury, bruised knee. So let's have a quick update on the medical centre. There it is. Oh god, it's good. Juan Mata, he's training fine. He's slightly above average. He's susceptible to injuries, and he's got his little bad little knee. He's got his bad little knee there. Oh, you can actually click on it. I didn't even know that would happen. He's got his bad little knee. He's expected back in 1 to 2 days. Interesting. Really liking all the new features. I think we're gonna probably end this video very, very soon, and then we'll be back the next game. We will probably do this. I'll probably do all of the pre-season stuff. I don't know actually. Let's come back. Let's go schedule. Wow, we've got loads of friendlies. Right, we're going to come back, and the first game we're going to do is the game against Bayern in a friendly, and we can see all the new match engine and things like that and what's going on. And then we will come back and we'll do the Super Cup and the game against Leicester. So hopefully we use that one for Bayern to talk about transfers and what's gone on, who's bids and who's moving around the world and things like that. And that's what we'll do. So, I've got a must respond here. Left foot. I've got to meet the media. You stand here today on Velda's Man United. As a big fan of the club, surely this is a dream come true. I've dreamt of this moment for years. Do you feel that your ambitions of the club are matched by the chairman? I do. Do you feel the experience of the season have been fair and easy? I'm very happy with the direction we're going. The physical is fantastic. I'm absolutely delighted. Your playing career is a huge success. At this sort of level, but management is a new challenge. I believe it. I'll be praying for management for a number of years now. I'm delighted to be starting my career at Man United. It appears to us as if you'd be more suited to a more cerebral approach to the game. A suit and tie style management rather than tracksuit. Do you agree with that? I guess that'd be right. It's not the biggest thing in the world, but you've got to feel comfortable when you retire, right? Good answer, I like that. We're led to believe that you're very much defence-minded coach, only affecting day-to-day management of the club. I do like my teams to be strong at the back. It is a solid foundation. Strikers win your games, defence win your titles. That's a very interesting thing that I go with in my Saturday football team as well, that I manage. New managers often bring back times of upheaval, and some of the club might fear for their jobs. Calmly, there's a good setup here. We don't need to worry about too much. It's often said it will favour different competitions. The league has to be a priority. You have taken charge of Wallace and will leave the club. I'm doing everything in my power to ensure he stays here. On the off chance, I'm looking for attackers. The transfer window is open once more, bringing with it speculation over your plans for Man United. Will there be any deals? I won't be discussing any transfer deals today, lads. Sorry. So the press conferences seem to be pretty much the same. There was nothing really in there. They don't want to sell Virgil van Dijk. Understandable. He's a very good defender. I think what we're going to do is we're going to leave it there. So we're also not getting Harry Winks either. But thank you very much for watching. I have now already set up a very quickly done end video, as you can see. If you're new, why not subscribe? There'll be loads of Football Manager 18 content on this channel. Hopefully daily videos. Hopefully I'll be streaming every Monday as well, apart from when I'm on holiday. But other than that, leave a like if you've enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you for plenty more Football Manager 18 content in the very near future. And in the next game, we'll be playing Bayern Munich in a friendly. But for now, I'll chat to you soon, and I'm out. Cheers.